We've just come back from our week's holiday in France. Had a chill day yesterday. We've both got a day off today, back to work tomorrow, and where better to come than down to our little syndicate water at West Compton. We're only here for a short day session. I'm going to fish for floaters. Margot's out stalking, and Luke's got a little float rod. He's happy catching roach and rudd and bits and pieces on the dam. Let's see if we can get some of these stunning little carp out of this lake. The water level's down a bit. They've been working on the dam again. Looks like they may well have pumped some of the water out to make it easier to work on. Let's get fishing. You can see I'm tucked away in the woods here. My standard floater rig, little bubble float up there, and on here I just got a trim down pop up boilie, a little tiny size 10 hook. I'm not going to spray mix it like I did last time here. I'm going to try and keep it a lot tidier. I'm going to utilise some boilie mesh from carp grease. All I'm going to do is put a few mixers going to put a few mixers and a little bit of PVA. Get down nice and tight, and I'm going to nick that on the hook. When the PVA dissolves, which in this warm water will be almost instant, I'll have my hook bait surrounded by my free samples. Simple as that. Let's give it a go. Well, the level's going down in my bucket of mixer.
Well, we're back down the syndicate at West Compton today. We both had an extra day off, Monday today, and thought we'd have a little trip down here and do a few hours fishing. Steve's going to float on the top, and I'm going to stalk. I rather think I may have the more difficult task today because the water level was much lower than I was expecting. It's quite hard to get into the edges where I normally fished last time and had quite a bit of success. So I've got a string of sweet corn on the end of my stalking rod, which is what I caught on last time. I've chucked a handful in, and I can't see any movement at all at the moment, but I'm going to sit quietly now and see what happens. But some of the edges where I did very well last time are just completely dry, so don't quite know what's going to happen today. We'll see. There's only really two places on this side of the lake that I can fish, having just walked all the way up through, because that's where the water is. It must be a good 2 foot lower than last time we were here, which is a shame. Not quite sure why. But let's sit and wait and see what happens. The bubbles coming up on the surface now, and the water halfway between me and the lilies here. So I'm hoping they're smelling the corn trail that I've left from the lilies across to me. Don't know if you saw that jump in the middle of the lilies then. I've thrown sweet corn, which is what I'm fishing on today, across, sort of in a line, randomly across, just to try and lure them over to this side in case there are in the lilies. Hopefully they'll follow a bit of a trail hoovering up. If not, the plan, which is what I normally do when I'm stalking, is just look out for carp that are just trailing up and down the sidelines here. mooching around in the edges. But we'll see what happens. Lots of small fish swimming about now in front of me. So hopefully the fact that I was bumbling around and trying to set up will have calmed down. They've forgotten that I'm here. There always is about a half an hour's time of waiting while you set yourself down and get your rod out and everything. Throw sweet corn in. They're very shy. And you just need to forget that I'm here. Which hopefully they're just starting to do now. Because I don't make too much noise. Very sound acute and sound aware. I haven't seen any real evidence of any fish right in front of me at the moment. You can see them sort of 10 feet away, but not close up. You get a little bit of swirling in the water, then my heart jumps into my throat and I'm just willing it to take my corn. Nothing like that's taking place at the moment. I've moved my rod from the margins and I'm just literally right on the edge of the lilies there. I've just seen some bubbles come up. It's hard going today because the water's really cloudy. I can't see fish and the water level's so much lower. But there's definite movement. There's about 20 carp all jumped at once in the lily pads for no apparent reason about 20 minutes ago. I've chucked a load of sweet corn to the edge of the lilies and put my rod there. There's circling going on there now. I don't know if you can see that. Bubbles coming up. I'm a little nervous of fishing right on the edge of the lilies because I know how quick these fish react when they get caught here, like wildies. So my responses are going to need to be extremely quick. We'll see what happens. There's more bubbles coming up there. Generally a bit of bubbling all over the area there. So we'll see. Watch this space. It seems to have caught another one on the float. Since Francie seems to be really getting his eye in with this. Netted it himself and just about to unhook it by the looks of it. Bless him. Doing really, really well. Getting very independent.
With the water level being so low, fish are really, really flighty. Every time you see one it just scoots off. We're going to leave this lovely lake for another day when the water level's back up. We're going to pop down the road about 15 miles to another little water that you'll recognise as soon as we get there. Well, here we are, 20 minutes closer to home. We called in at Gwood on the way home. A few mixers in and they're having it. I've refined the rig, taken the bubble float off. I'm now fishing a hookable mixer because these fish are only 6 feet out from the bank. After half an hour of having them feeding in front of me, I've managed to get one to take a mixer. I've had to scale down to a 14 hook and a 4-pound hook weight, so I've got to go a little bit careful. They must get fish for a lot here with floaters, because they come up, they look at it and they just swim away. Oh, one on the bank at last. Well, he's only a little one, I don't know, about 3 pounds, but it's the first proper fish of the day. Taken on the floater. Look, just in front of me here, I must have had 50 fish feeding here, and I finally got this one. Just slip it straight back in over the edge with a big splash.
Well, we're over at Gwood now. Very difficult over at West Compton today. There was just so much work going on and the water level was so low there was no evidence of any carp swimming around really that I could stalk out. So we've moved over to Gwood, which isn't far. The carp are prevalent here, just sunbathing. Hopefully we'll wriggle a few out.
Be so careful with this tiny little hook. I've got my clutch set really light, so the lunges that I just go. I'm controlling it with my finger on the spool. Off he goes again. I really can't put any pressure on at all. Can't believe how fine I've had to go to get a take. There's that fish. And he's in the net. Lovely. Well, there we go, another of Gwood's finest. Pretty mirror, £6.4, taken on that floater on the £4 line and a 14 hook. Slip this one back and Luke can run round and we can wait on one Margot's just caught.
Okay, just stalk this one at the margins, good size, £9.4 on a little pop-up, a Northern Special. Happy with that one, he came out of the blue, let's get him back. Okay, pop it.
Well, that's what you call feeding under your rod top. My mix was actually suspended, just touching the water, and they still know it's the one with the hook in it. That one's got such a funny mouth, he's got a job to get the mixers in it, to sort of suck them in from the side. Why is it when you're trying to be quiet you get so much noise? My hook bait again. These fish are literally the length of the rod away from me. That's the bait next to my hook bait. That was the hook bait and he rejected it. Have another go? No, he's spooked. close one. The water's only about a foot deep here. Got plumes of mud when they come in. Oh, another reject on the hook bait. Only a tiny little size 14 hook in that bait. They know which one it is. Another one inspecting it and something's not right. A bit more freedom. It's that funny parrotfish come back again. Three or four fish feeding here now. And that's what we've been waiting for. Only a little fish, but we waited a long time for that one. You can hear how loose I've got the clutch because I'm using such light tackle. And Luke's got him in the net. Well, he's only a little fish, pretty little common, but what a way to catch one. 6 inches of line under the rod tip. I think I deserve that one. Well, there's another pretty little one there. Again, taken right under the rod top on this on the suspended mixer. I think it's the only way I'm really going to get hold of them today because they're just too line shy. They've seen it too many times before, but this is another one that fell victim to it. Pretty one with a nice scale pattern. Imagine that one if it was a real big fish. Even if it was a 10-pounder. It's only about 4. Let's put him back. Albie's a bit disgruntled, he's had to be tied up today. There's some baby peacocks about.
Well, not as big as my £9.4 one. But this little tiddler, not going to bother weighing him, probably weighs about 12 ounces to a pound to be honest. There's another fish in the net. I think I'm giving Steve a run for his money on his floaters down there, so we'll see what comes next. The water's getting really cloudy now. Just ignored my pop-up. How gracious of him. There's more than one there. So hopefully some competition will get them exciting up a bit. Can't see the boilie now where they've clouded up the water so much. There's one swimming right in front of my boilie again. I'm very nervous of it. This is quite a big one, to be fair. Building in front of me here. Okay, another little carp. Only about a pound, pound and a half in weight, two maybe. But been watching him for ages. Nice to have another one on the net. Let's put him back. Steve's just into another fish. Been sat very patiently there. Nice little bend in his rod there. Into another fish. He's having eaten out of his hands now. Tension on his rod there.
Well, there we go. A little bit bigger, 6.5 pounds. This one was a lot easier. I just lost 3 on the bounce on the little hook, so I've gone back to a size 10 Fang X. with the hook suspended out of the water, right under the rod top, and I managed to take a better fish. The problem is, if I'd hooked it on that little tiny hook and the light line, I'd have lost it like the others. So you have to balance the number of bites towards the size of the fish you want to land. Let's get this one back and see if we can get one of those doubles. Well, that's it. We've had a pleasant couple of hours here at Gwood this afternoon. We both caught fish. Margot's had the biggest one. I think I've had the most. And Luke's been over sitting on the concrete, absolutely bagging up on roach and rudd on his float rod. So we've all had a good afternoon. Back to work tomorrow. That's it. Till next time on Cooking and Carpin. See ya.